Good morning everybody and welcome back to Peak Wildlife Park and welcome back to our Wake Up Wild breakfast show. So this morning we are going to be going in to meet Jack the giant tortoise and we are going to be seeing what our bugs are like at the moment. So we've got some baby bugs as well to show you guys, which are very cute, and then we are going to be throwing a few fish over to the penguins as well. So we've got quite a variety today, so make sure you stay with us to check out everyone that we're going to go and see. So we're going to go and meet Sinead in our tortoise enclosure at the moment, so we'll go into and meet her in a second while she's doing her morning routine. Before I go in there, I'll just say hello to a few people. So hello to Laura, hi to Lucy, hi Helen, hi Liz, hi Janet, hi Chris, hi Jonathan, hi Tunnel. So thank you very much for joining us, guys. If you've got any questions about the animals that I've just said, so either our tortoise, I can't say it very well this morning, tortoise, bugs or penguins, then just pop them in the comments below and we will answer your questions as we go around and meet the animals. If anyone would like a shout out this morning as well, if you're enjoying your breakfast, then just let us know. Let us know what you're having for your breakfast this morning, what are your plans for the day. So good morning to Damien and Logan, good morning to Liz, good morning to Tiggy, good morning Jane, good morning to Olivia, Jack and Kiri, hi to Rebecca, hi Libby, hi Judith. So I'm going to make my way in now and we'll see what Sinead is up to this morning.
Hello.
Hi Sinead.
Hi. Morning everyone. So we've got Jack here. He's our sulcata tortoise. Come on, turn around to the camera, mister. Come on.
He's been camera shy this morning.
He's being camera shy. Pretend him.
Oh, no, I'll go back.
Turn around. Come on, mister. So the trick with him when you're feeding him is he likes to walk forward while he eats. So there we go.
So what's your morning routine with the tortoise, Sinead?
Okay, so first thing we come in and we make sure that he's okay. There's no injuries, he's breathing okay. Just your normal checks in the morning to make sure the animal is all right. And then we go and check that his lights and his heat bulbs are working. And then we take the temperature. So we've got a temperature gauge here. So we take the minimum and the maximum temp. And then we take the humidity, which is up here. So those are all the things that we need to keep a constant for them to keep them nice and healthy. And then we do a little feed.
So what, with you speaking about temperature and humidity, what would be the ideal that you want it to stay at for
Okay,
Jack?
so for these guys, their ambient temperature in their room needs to be between 20 and 26. That's kind of their ideal. And then their basking temperature needs to be around 38 or higher, just so that they can keep their body temperature. And they
say
need
that
to
is
eat.
my ideal temperature.
Yeah. That's where I would like to be.
That is where I would like to be all day.
And something with these guys, even though they're a desert tortoise, they actually need humidity. So a lot of people make the mistakes of keeping them in really dry conditions, and that's not good for them. So what they do in the wild is they burrow into the ground, and they burrow about 15 meters down sometimes. And then that is where all the humidity is, so they get all the humidity from that and it absorbs through the shell. So for this guy, his humidity at the moment is 42, a little bit low. We'd like it to be around 50. So what we'll do is, he has underfloor heating because he's a prince. And what we're going to do is going to put water down on these tiles, scrub it down because he likes to make a mess, Jack does. And then once the heating starts working, it kind of it raises the humidity because the water on the tiles dissipates. So that should, once we've done that, that should go up to about 60. So we do that every day and sometimes twice a day just to keep the humidity where it needs to be for him. Would you like some lettuce, mister? He's just sitting there patiently. Come on then, open your mouth. Yeah. He's one of my favourites, he is. Some people will tell you that he's a bit grumpy.
I've heard many stories.
Many a story of grumpy.
Back that up.
I don't think he's been that grumpy with me, to be honest with you. I'm very lucky. He has
a good bond going.
When you clean his house, he has to inspect your work. That's the only thing. If you are cleaning his house, he comes in and out and it inspects what you've been doing in his house. You can see he's got a very big beak as well, but no teeth. Down it goes. Yeah, you open your mouth?
So, good morning to Annabelle, Maureen, Wendy, Susan. Good morning to Callie and Amanda.
Morning, guys.
Good morning to Angel and Henry as well. Thanks very much for joining us. If you've got any questions, remember, just pop them in the comments below. And me or Sinead will try our best to answer them, if we can.
This is the problem with him when he eats. He focuses on the food so much that he just walks into walls. Can you turn around? Can you come this way, please? Come on.
Can I get a nice bum shot?
Bum shot, yeah. Come on. Turn around then. Come on, mister. That's it, good boy. There we go.
So you can see the spurs as well. So they are known as African spurred tortoise. So you can see his little spurs just behind.
And they're an adaptation to help him dig. There you go. You can feel through his shell as well. He has a tickle spot. Shall I show you the tickle spot? Oh, he's focusing on that now. Ooh. Right. So I'll start wiggling. There you go.
If anyone's seen the classic video of the
go.
little tortoise under the water,
With a toothbrush.
this is Jack's version.
Instead of a toothbrush, we have big brushes here that he likes to brush his shell on. But this is his tickle spot. You'll see him just drop down and just kind of sit there, because this is his tickle. There we go. After a little wiggle, he just has to sit down. So he can feel everything. And he's got a little tickle spot around here somewhere as well. But that's the main one there. And he'll go to sleep as well, so...
So Jack says hello to Jack the tortoise. Good morning, guys. Tunnel's asking how much does he eat in a day?
So for a tortoise, a meal should be the amount of food enough to cover his shell. So he gets that about twice a day, but he also has access to the outside when it's not too cold, so he can graze by himself. So we only give him lettuce in the winter really, or as a treat, because in the winter the grass doesn't really have much nutrients and it's a bit rubbish. So we do give him a bit extra in the winter just to make sure he's getting everything that he needs, and all the supplements that they need as well. They need a lot of supplements to keep them nice and healthy.
So we've got a couple of people asking as well, how old is he?
He is 27 and he could live up to, well, between 70 and 100. So he's one of 3 giant species of tortoise. So you've got this one, Spurned, which is the smallest of the 3. Then you've got Aldabra, and then you've got the Galapagos, and the Galapagos can live to 220, 250. So he's just a teenager, really, aren't you, mister?
And will he keep growing, or is he full size now?
He will keep growing. So for this species, up to the age of 10, they grow really, really, really quickly. And then after 10 years old, they grow slowly. So what they do is they grow slowly from, these are called shoots on the shell, and they grow slowly from this point. So they grow outwards, like that. So you can see these rings on there. So he'll keep growing, but very, very slowly. So he will get bigger. But slowly, slowly, slowly. There you go.
So we've got Judith asking as well, has Jack always lived at Peak?
No, I don't think he has. I think he came from Manor, did he?
I think he did.
He came from our sister park in Manor, and before that, I've got to be honest with you, I'm not really sure where he was from. Because he's got 27 years and I don't really know where he's been, but Manor was the first one.
Okay.
Sorry about that, guys.
Turn that round. Come on, turn round. You keep eating, not towards the camera. Jennings, come on. Come on. Round. Come on, come on, come on. Look. There we go, come on. You can move a lot faster than this. Don't be fooled. He can get a wiggle on when he needs to. A good way of getting him to sleep as well is to just stroke the top of his head like that after he's eaten. But you can see food in my. Oh, there we go.
He's a gentle giant.
He is a gentle giant, so he just goes to sleep like that. You're not helping by walking into me. He sometimes mistakes my wellies for flowers as well, and he tries to eat my wellies because I've got yellow ones.
So Becky's asking, how far could he travel in one day?
He could travel quite a bit actually. In the wild, they'll burrow, but they'll come out and then burrow somewhere else to get more humidity because it'll dry out because of the air that's going into their burrow. So let me think. It's not unheard of them travelling a couple of miles every day, really. 3 or 5 miles. So they could travel quite a bit for a tortoise. Oh, is he posing?
He is posing.
Oh.
Can I get in front of him? Hi.
Oh, he's just clocked you.
So this time of year as well, he has got his outdoor paddock, but he does tend to stay inside where it's nice and warm, doesn't he? But he will go for a wander. You will see him, he'll just make a choice and he's like, no, I fancy going for a wander today.
Yeah.
So you will see him sometimes on the coldest days, he'll go for a little wander and then come back.
What he does, he waits for his keepers to open the door and then rams through. Genuinely. So he's like, oh, he's out. We'll leave him for a bit and then he'll go back in. You're very good at doing that. There you go. Oh. Good boy.
So we've got Sarah saying that she's got a tortoise, definitely not a giant one. But he will be 57 this year. Wow.
Wow. That's
Wow.
amazing. Is it a Herman's or a horseshoe crab? Oh, crab. No.
Oh, she's put, his name is Tommy and he is an escapologist.
Ah, very cool. There you go. You can have another bite. There we go.
So if you've got any more questions about our tortoise, guys, please pop it in the comments below. Or if you would like a shout out this morning, if you've got anybody you would like to send a shout out to, then pop their name in the comments below and we'll give them a shout out.
Oh. So you'll see that he actually uses his these claws actually to help. If he gets something stuck in his beak, then he'll use these claws to just move it down. There we go. You nearly there? Do you need some help? Need some help? Need some help? Here you go.
Dropped it now. So Sue's asking, what else does Jack get fed?
So, very, very occasionally, as a treat, he will get a few peppers or tiny bits of apple. But otherwise, it's weeds and grass. That's their main diet. That's what they live off. So in the summer, it's great because we've got loads of grass and loads of weeds all around that we can feed, and he gets a really good variety. But in the winter, it's just grass really that's around, and those weeds that kind of can live in the winter. So that's why we just supplement a little bit, just with lettuce, and then very, very, very occasionally we'll give things like peppers. But we have to be careful with that because it's far too high in plant proteins, so it can make them a bit poorly, so we don't want to give him too much.
Just keeps moving around this morning.
He's not moving around towards the camera.
No,
He's just
moving away.
What are you doing, mister? You don't turn around. It'd be nice to see you use your brushes. That would be good. Oh, there we go. You see,
Down
just,
again.
just goes down. This is the spot right here.
So Kelly is Kelly is just letting us know that her son Jack loves how that he tells the weather
Ah, it's great.
on his little weather schedule.
Yeah, we can show that in a minute, can't we?
Yeah. So if anyone's not seen that before, we'll show you on the way out. This little weather forecast. We've got Kylie asking how long he's been with us. She's watching with Max, Isaac and Thea.
Hello. It'll be 5 years.
Yeah, so he's been with us since pretty much since the beginning, since when we opened. So as we said before, he came from our sister zoo down in Wales, and we opened in 2015, and he's been with us since then. So it'll be going on to 6 years actually this year.
Oh.
So Becky's asking, does Jack have any friends? And Sarah's also saying, has he ever had a mate?
Okay, so Jack is a very peculiar tortoise, really. You usually see them housed together. However, Jack does not like to have anybody with him in his enclosure. He used to have a mate called Frank. Was it Frank?
Fred,
or Freddie?
Fred, yeah.
Freddie. So Jack did not get along with Freddie. So Freddie went to Manor, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or was it Jack that came up here from Manor?
It's one of
Either or.
Yeah.
Either or.
One of
But
those.
he does not like to have anybody with him. So he doesn't have any friends, but that is his choice.
We have got a smaller tortoise, haven't
do.
we?
Her name is Bernie.
I was gonna say Bernie. Surprise myself every time.
Yes.
So she's just in another enclosure. If you've been to the park before, she is just down from our red squirrels. She's in a separate enclosure at the moment because, as Sinead said, Jack loves his enclosure all to himself. That's not to say that we won't try. When she's a bit older, she's quite little at the moment.
Yeah.
So once she's a bit older and she's a bit bigger and she can hold her own, then we might try and put them two together and see how that goes.
Yeah. You got a messy mouth, mister. He's a very messy eater. Aren't you?
Got it all around your mouth.
Yeah.
He's loving that this morning.
Cuddles.
Little head massage.
Yeah. He goes to sleep sometimes.
So with the rest of the day, what is your sort of routine with Jack? Once you've done your morning routine, so you wet down the tiles, what will you then go on to do?
We'll just check around his enclosure as well. Jack likes to break things. So you can see that he's got this shelf here and this shelf under here. So what he'll do is he'll put his head in and he'll ram things. I just go around and check all the poles around his enclosure, make sure they're secure. We take his temps and everything, make sure that everything's okay in his enclosure, that all of his environmental measurements are fine. And then if he can go out, I'll leave that bottom door open for him and he'll have access. So I check him again around lunchtime and bring him a bit more grass. And just check that all of his bulbs and everything are still working. So this is a UV bulb. So that gives him the light that he needs to use all the nutrients that we give him, really. Calcium mainly. And then heat lamps, check them. And then just have a good look at him, really. We try and do some enrichment with him. So I'm sure with all these videos you've seen that we do enrichment with our animals. Jack sometimes takes no notice of it and sometimes he really likes them. So what kind of thing we can do is, got a hook up there somewhere. And what we can do is, what you hang your clothes on outside, we can make one for him.
He's coming for me.
And we hang it down from here and we put lettuce on it. So it just helps him work out a little bit more. So he can use the muscles in his front legs to push himself up and the muscles in his neck as well to grab the food up. So that's just a little bit of exercise for him. We'll use hosepipe cubes as well and put some food into that for him, and he tends to push them around. When we come in to clean, Jack is notorious for breaking things. So if you bring a bucket or a brush, Jack inevitably will break it. So we have to be very careful not to leave anything in the enclosure with him. Islay's not a terror, really. Maybe a little bit, but yeah, he tends to break things. So this area here is his like hot box. So this is where he warms himself up. And he needs that to be able to process everything that he's eating. But to try and make it a bit warmer for him, we put a wooden wall here and there with a little hole in here so he could go in and out. Jack didn't like that, so Jack broke that. So I saw him, he rammed it from this side, that broke down, and then he pushed it all to there because he didn't want it there. So we've learned not to do that. So yeah, he's very particular about how his house is kept, which is why he comes in and out while you're cleaning, just to check that. And if he doesn't like what you're doing, he'll make a noise and he'll do a little run up to you. So
just warning.
Just a warning.
I will break it as soon as you leave the enclosure.
He is a lovely animal though. He's just really particular, which is quite funny.
Sue is asking how much does Jack weigh?
Jack, last time we weighed him, he weighed 54 kilos, so that's around 9 stone.
Wow.
He's a big fella. Big fella.
And Sarah's asking, would Jack normally hibernate in the wild?
That's a really cool question. No, but this species, they live in the Sahara Desert, the southern region of the Sahara Desert. So it gets really, really warm. So instead of hibernating, when it's very, very warm, they do something that's called estivation. So what they do is that burrowing, they burrow down and then they sit in the burrow and they just kind of bring their metabolism down a little bit. It's like hibernating, but not quite. They're not completely asleep. So at the hottest times in that particular month or in that particular day, they will kind of just shut themselves down a little bit and keep themselves a little bit cooler. And once the heat kind of drops a little bit, they'll come out. So it's not hibernating, but it's kind of. But yeah, he doesn't do that though, because obviously it doesn't get that hot here. So he's quite active all through the year. He doesn't need to do that, but in the winter he just spends a bit more time underneath these.
So we've got one last question before we move on to our little baby bugs, which I'm very excited for. So Tunnel is asking, what makes him put his head into his shell?
Anything that scares him. If he's startled, or if he's angry and he wants to ram whatever's making him angry, he will put his head into the shell. When he sleeps as well, he kind of puts it in a little bit just to protect his head, because when he sleeps, what are you doing? When he sleeps, that can be wiggling. There you go. That can be quite a vulnerable time for him, so he will put his head a little bit into the shell while he's asleep. There you go. There's the wiggle. Good boy.
He's having a little boogie on a Monday morning.
There you go. Oh, he loves a good scratch. So yeah, when he's scared, or when he's sleeping, that's mostly the time that he'll. It's a big boogie, this. There you go. All right, happy?
So Sarah's saying thank you so much for sharing Jack with us. She can't wait to come and meet him one day when we are able to.
We'd love to meet you. Are you done? No, he's just. I'm gonna keep going.
You'll see that me and Sinead just have to keep moving out of his way because he will not see us and decide that he's going to go around us. We have to move out of his way. And as we said before, he's very heavy. We don't really want him sitting on our laps,
No,
I'm afraid.
Steel toe cap just because of this, because he likes to stand on your feet.
Sorry.
Wiggle, you're wiggling. There he is. Yay! Wiggles. Oh.
He's finally woke up and working the camera now.
I'm having a great time. For you. Yes.
He's like, you can't go and see the bugs, you have to stay in here.
We gotta go see the bugs now. I'll come back later, okay?
He's like, nah, just stay.
Alright, you go sleep now. Your shell's a bit cold. You need to go under your lamps.
There we go, pushing past you again. So we will spin back round and we're going to head into our bug enclosure. We're not going to go inside, it's a bit little, but we will not fit inside with them. So So we're just going to go around and meet our bugs. As I said earlier, we've got some little baby bugs that we want to show you all. So if you've got any questions about our bugs, I know some people don't tend to like bugs too much, but me and Sinead would disagree with that. Sinead more so than me. I do get a little bit scared. So while Sinead is getting the bugs out, say hello to a few more people that have joined us. So hi to Joe, Stephen, Sarah, Christine, Irene, hi to Wendy, hi to Bobby, hi to Dale, hi to Tracy, hi Becky, hi Judith. So thanks so much for joining us this morning again. And if you've got any questions, if you've got somebody that wants a shout out, let us know what you're up to today as well. So hi from Nathaniel, thank you very much for joining us and watching this morning. Hi to Nicola who's just joined us as well. So thank you very much. And then we also want to say a massive thank you to everybody who's supporting us as well during this time. So we've had a lot of people sending in messages, emails, a lot of people buying adoption packs on the website and food parcels. So we want to say a huge thank you to absolutely everybody who is supporting us during this time. And if you want to know how you can support us, if you just head onto the website and there is a button at the top that says support us, and there's a few different ways on there how you can support us during this time. So I'm going to spin us round so you can see our little baby bugs. Hi to Rowan and Nola, hi to Jack, hi Tracy. So I'm going to spin you around. So we've got our little baby on the left hand side.
Yeah, and then this one is probably 2 weeks old. So this one is just hatched probably in the last few days. So these are giant spiny stick insects. They are little at the moment, but they can, when they're in their adult phase, so at about 6 months old, they're about the size of my hand, actually. So you can see him moving back and forth. So that's something called crypsis. It's a form of camouflage. So he's mimicking a stick blowing in the wind. And then he's going to go and climb all over his brother. You sausage. So this one is a little bit more active. This one here is pretending to be a stick, basically. He's a bit more scared than this one. So what they'll do is they'll put their front appendages forward and make themselves look like a stick, which is amazing. At this stage anyway, when they get to their adult stage, they spend most of the time on the floor. So they don't actually look like sticks. They're a bit weird. They are stick insects, but they don't look like them when they're adults. So they'll hide in logs and in leaves and stuff on the floor. But while they're this size, they'd be up in the trees and the leaves. So they'd eat things like guava. But here, we just give them bramble. That's all they eat. They do very well.
Do they stay this greeny colour as well as they grow?
So as they grow older, they become much darker and their colour mimics more a log colour, but they become really, really dark. So the same colour as, not to be horrible, but a dead leaf, basically. So that dark, dark colour. And they can grow very quickly.
So would you say, as you say, they spend most of their time on the floor? Is that a way of mimicking with the dead leaves falling to the ground?
Yeah, so it's another form of camouflage. And they hide in logs and stuff, so that colour helps them blend in to the darker bit of the bark underneath in the logs. There you go.
So hi to Eva and Gina. Maria is saying good morning all. Barada Sinead.
Barada, Maria.
Hi to Sarah and Sarah. Hi to David. So Sarah's asking, is there an area we can look at the insects when we visit? Unfortunately not. These guys are in sort of an off-show area at the moment. But we do, in the summer, we tend to do some bug handling. So we will get these out for people to see and you can hold them. But obviously with the pandemic at the moment, then we can't do things like that. But hopefully as everything settles back down, we can start looking at doing different things like that again. So we do bring them out for people to see, and we'll show you some other things that we've got in our bug room as well in a moment. But we just wanted to show you how adorable These little babies.
So we've actually got 33 of them. So they live for a year. That's kind of their lifespan. They're one of the stick insects that live for longer, really. Other species will only live for 5 or 6 months. These guys live for a year. So when they lay their eggs, they lay them in the soil. The eggs sit for about 4 or 6 months, and then they start hatching. So ours have just started hatching now, so we do have 33 of them.
And how long does it take for them to get like full grown, like the brownish
6 months.
colour? Oh.
Yeah, about 6 months. So they go through phases. So there's 6 main phases for when they what they do is they molt, just like what's a good example? A snake or cockroaches. They break out of their exoskeleton and they've got a new one underneath and they start hardening. So that happens while they're this size. It happens every week, really, those little phases, and then they go to what they call a L2 phase. So this one is nearly there, that one anyway.
So he keeps moving so much I can't get a good shot of him. Let's try the one that's not moving.
I have to put my hand forward because they're so little, they just fall everywhere. And with him moving as well, that's really cool that he's showing you that.
Yeah. Everyone's having a boogie this morning.
Everybody's having a boogie, yeah.
Jack wiggling. Oh, he's stopped now. He heard me say it. So I keep saying he actually, but can you tell the sex of them?
I can actually. These guys are females actually.
So I'll stop calling him him.
Yeah. So you can see at the end of the abdomen, you can see a little triangle type thing there. So that's called an ovipositor. So it's just there, what they use to lay eggs, and that one is developing at the moment. When they're adult size, you're going to fall. Go on there. When they're adult size, that becomes like a spike at the end of their tail end there. That one does have one as well, I think. So that's how you tell them apart. When they're adults, you can really tell them apart because the males don't have the spike or the ovipositor, but they have really long spikes on their thighs and really thick thighs as well. And they use them to fight. And actually, where they're from, in New Guinea, fishermen will take those spikes off their thighs and use them as fishing hooks. So that's how big they are. Oh, you're very busy this morning. Aren't you, miss?
So we'll let you put those guys back. And what are we going to be getting out next?
What shall I get out? Would you like me to get out a cockroach or a snail?
So you guys let us know. So we've got an option. So we've got, would you like to meet our cockroaches or our snails or our snake? Just let us know in the comments below. Just keep guessing and we'll let you guys decide what we get out next for you to see. So yeah, so cockroach, snake or snails. Let us know what you'd like to see. So whilst you guys are deciding, I'll ask Sinead a few more questions.
Oh no!
Oh no, I'm testing you this morning. So what is your daily routine in the bug room? So what will you come in first and do?
First thing, put the light on so that the bugs have a night and day cycle, because these guys, they only feed at night. So if you leave the light on all day and night, they won't come out to feed. So put the light on in the morning so they have a day cycle. Make sure you put it off at the end of the day. First thing, just like with any animal, check and count. 33 of them. And then we've got 3 snails. We have a snake. We have had just new feeder crickets come in yesterday. So we've got them in there as well. And then we've got cockroaches. We haven't got that many at the moment, but they're breeding, so more little babies, which is pretty cool. So we just count, make sure there are no holes in the enclosures. That's something you do every time you come in, really. No holes in the mesh in the top. And then after that, spray. So this is very important. What did I do with that spray this morning?
Is it this one?
Oh, it is that one. Thank you very much.
Here's one we prepared earlier.
Put glamorous assistant. So what we do is pump, and then I might need to put a little bit more in that really as a rubbish spray. But what we do is we spray them to keep the humidity. So with these guys, you need to spray them twice a day, maybe a little bit more, just to keep everything nice and humid. With these guys, with the snails, they need spraying quite a bit, so 3 really good sprays a day for them. And then Mr. Snaky Boy, he only needs a spray once a day really, just to keep the humidity at a nice level for him. But these guys especially really need it to be nice and humid in there, which I'll bring them out in a minute. And with these guys, because they're small, they're going to be molting a lot, so the humidity needs to be right for them to be able to molt properly. If it's not, if it's too dry, then they molt and they lose legs, they lose antenna and so on. So it's really important at this stage to make sure that you're maintaining that humidity for them. So that's what we do, and then we start with their feed. So with these guys, bramble, get the bramble, change the bramble over. With these guys, fresh feed. They need calcium as well, so we've got, so for the snails, they've got cuttlefish bone, which they use to get the calcium that they need to form their shells properly and maintain their shells. And then after you put feed in for them, you change the waters, put a little bit of feed in for the cockroaches. Now with the cockroaches at this time of year, they will eat leaf mulch. So in the autumn, you get all the leaves, you freeze it, make sure there's nothing, kind of our native animals alive in there, freeze it, kill them off, bring it in, put it into the enclosure, and they eat it. So very cool. We do put a few bits of fresh feed in there as well that they pick on. And then with Mr. Sherman here.
So I think he has actually won for what people would like to see first.
Oh, okay.
So I'll let you get him out.
Okay.
And then we can speak about him whilst he's out here.
Yeah. This is Sherman, or Sherminator. He is our corn snake. I'm sorry, buddy. I know. He's our corn snake. Hello. Ooh.
So it's a very
he's
lovely
fed
colour.
1 mouse a week. Sorry, let me just close this. Hi. So today is his feeding day actually, so we'll feed him later on. He likes to go up the armpit. I don't know why. Every time he goes into the armpit. It's such a weird snake. There we go.
Oh, it's coming back.
Oh. It's probably not a nice place for you. So yeah, he's a corn snake.
Hi.
He's probably around 1.5 years, maybe 2 years old. I think we got him when he was 6 months actually, so he might be a bit older than that actually. But he's a beautiful snake, and we finally got him eating properly. So corn snakes are notorious for being a bit difficult to feed when they're younger, even though they're a very good first pet to have, but they are, when they're younger anyway, a bit difficult with their feeding. So you have to try a lot of different ways with their feeds. But he's feeding really well. So he has a mouse. So in the morning, to check him, you just check over him, just let him move around in your hand, make sure there are no lumps or bumps in his abdomen or around his tail. If you do find any bumps and you've not fed him, that might mean that you need to take him to the vet, just to check that there's no impactions or anything like that inside him. Hello, so his colouring is really beautiful. So he's looking slightly paler than usual, so he might be getting ready to shed. So he's growing really quickly at the moment, so he's shedding quite a bit. And what happens is his colour goes really dull and his eyes go really cloudy. What's he doing?
He's just hiding away. Oh no.
Are you camera shy? You can't be camera shy.
No, he's not. He's coming right up to the camera then.
Yes. Go
I'm
up
now
to the
hiding
camera.
again.
Go up to the camera, mister.
So if you guys have got any questions about our snake, then just let us know in the comments. I'll ask Sinead for you guys. So hi to Sophie and Jane. Sophie saying he's gotten so big.
Yes.
Hi to Joe and Rochelle. So thanks very much for joining us. So Pip's asking about our snails. Are they giant snails? So
They are.
yes, they are. So let us know. So we'll have one more choice from you guys. After we've put Sherman away, who would you like to see next? So this is going to be the last thing that we get out before we go out and just see our penguins for a little bit. So if you would like to see our giant snails, then please write snails in the comments. If you would like to see our cockroaches, then please write cockroach in the comments, and we'll get these guys out. We'll see which one wins, and we'll get these guys out after Sherman. So we've got a few questions coming in. So Henry wants to know, what does the corn snake eat?
He eats a mouse. So one mouse every week on the same day. Today is his feeding day, actually. So that's all he needs. One mouse, which is amazing.
And then once he's eaten that, how long does it take him to sort of, with you saying about lumps and bumps, how long would you say it takes him to sort of digest his food?
Probably around a day, just under a day maybe. So you'll see when he feeds, you'll see it be pushed down to kind of this area where it's digested, and then you'll see it go to this area where it's kind of absorbed, and then that's where he'll produce feces. So you'll see it up to about here, I think, if I remember correctly. And then it's pretty cool, to be honest with you, to see.
And then Jane's asking, how often does he shed?
Well, at the moment, at least once a month, at least. That might become less regular as he grows, but at the moment he is growing quite rapidly, so it can be once a month, once every 2 months, and then it can be once every 6 months.
And what age will he be when he's sort of fully grown?
I think he'll keep growing, to be honest with you, but it'll be just like the tortoises, just a little less rapid as he is now. So I'm pretty sure somewhere has a 20-year-old corn snake, and he'd probably shed maybe once a year, to be honest with you, but they'll keep growing, but just ever so slightly. Oh, go on. What is it? He's like, there's a person behind this. Do you have food for me? No. I reckon he knows that today is feeding day, and he's just like, where is it? That's
so
my
remember,
hand.
guys, keep letting us know who you'd like to see next. So we've got a few for snails. We've got a few for cockroaches as well. So let us know. Snails is teetering over to be the winner at the moment, I think.
Okie dokie.
So if you've got any more questions before we put Sherman away, then please just pop these in the comments as well. Hi, where are you going?
I think he wants to come to say hello. Where are you going, mister? Yeah. He's like, this one doesn't have anything. Let's go and see if this one has something.
I don't have anything, I'm afraid. Oh no.
Don't wrap around. Usually he goes up my sleeve. Let's see if we can get him to go up the sleeve. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's hide away.
Is it a bit tight in there? Yeah.
So we've got Henry asking as well, does he squeeze his prey or use its fangs?
Really good question. He squeezes them. So he grabs them with his mouth and then he squeezes them. So he's a constrictor. Very good question. He's... I'm going to pull him out now.
So we'll pop this little guy away now, I think. And we will get, I think Snails has it.
Okay.
So we'll get our giant snails out for you guys to have a little look at those. So if you've got any questions about our snails, if you have got any questions about the cockroaches that you really want to know as well, then you can pop those in the comments and we will answer those for you. So how many snails do we actually have at the moment, Sinead?
3 of them.
So we have 3 snails. We're not going to get them all out. Maybe we get the biggest if you can.
Yes. I call her Bertha.
Bertha.
So first thing is I need to spray my hands to make sure my hands are not dry, because what happens is they've got really sensitive skin, and when it's too dry it cracks and they get poorly from it. So you just got to make sure again with that humidity and that everything is dry.
So if you've ever been bug handling here before, you will know that we spray your hands before we'll give you the snails.
Yeah.
So just as Sinead's doing here, she wet her hand before she picked up the snail, and now she is putting some water over the snail as well.
She's going out. Come on, miss.
So what is it that these guys eat? I know you mentioned it before, but we'll say
Oh,
them.
if I just get that from the floor there, can show you.
Again, here's one we prepared earlier.
God, we're so
I
efficient.
can't say that I did it. I think Sinead did it.
So this is something they really like. So this is what we were feeding Jack. So this is romaine lettuce. So they really like that. Bit of carrot. So just a variety of fresh feed, really. So sweet potato is another favourite for them. So we try and give them, you can give them things like banana and orange, but you just have to be a little bit careful with them because the acidity in oranges, it can affect them and can burn them. So we just make sure that we've got a variety of things just to make sure that they're getting all the nutrients that they need. There's a bit of pepper in there as well.
And how often do you feed them?
Once a day, just once a day. So this would have been put in yesterday. It's all a bit, because it's so wet in there, it's all a bit mushy. But I'll just get this so you can see how they kind of bite through like that and feed like that. So with just 3 of them, this might be a little bit too much to put in, but I just want to make sure that they're all getting what they need. So we just put in that, and then they've got this. Hang on. So that's the cuttlefish bone, so that's a source of calcium for them to keep the shells nice and healthy. Are you going to come out?
Camera shy.
Yeah, you can just see underneath there that she's just wondering, maybe I should come out. She's moving very slowly.
So
actually
Pip's
come out,
asking, is it true that they don't need a mate to lay eggs?
Yes, it is. Well done. They are, oh, big word, hermaphroditic. So that means that they don't need a mate, so they can lay eggs by themselves. They do prefer to have a mate, but if they need to, they can do it by themselves. Well done. Very good. Whoop! She's coming out. Sorry. Something like, moving! Yeah, so in their enclosure, we've just got kind of logs and a thick layer of dirt down there as well, just to keep them nice and moist where they need to be, and then just their bowl of food, really, and that's all you need to put in. They're a very, very cool animal. Once or twice a week you do need to give them protein, though. That's something that you need to do. So what we give them is fish flakes. So we make a little paste, and they absolutely love it. But you can buy snail mixes and stuff like that for them and feed. She's coming out now. Come on, madam.
Got Alison saying, do snails have 1 foot?
They do. That's very good. Yeah, basically. It's just, oh, if she comes out, I can show you. But it's just 1 big foot, yeah. And then when you hold them, you can feel the ripples, the moving ripples. So it's undulating. So it goes up and down, and it moves them forward.
She's getting there.
She's getting there. Little eye might poke out in a minute just to see what's going on. These crickets are loud, aren't they?
They are very loud. Hi to Rosa and Davey and Stone. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Caroline for joining us. Ed, Jenna.
Hi, guys.
So we're just in with our snails at the moment. Well, we're in our bug room and we've got our snail out at the moment to show you.
What I can do is put their food into here. So we'll take that out. And then, sorry.
That's okay.
Put that there out of the way. So Obviously, when you throw their food away, always check there are no babies in there with all the bugs, really, because you don't want these bugs to get out into our environment, because they would be an invasive species and they would cause havoc, which the giant African snails have. They're actually illegal to have as pets in the US because they've destroyed so many crops because they've got out. So you've got to be very careful if you've got pets like this, not to let them out into your garden or anything like that. So that's not good.
And that's why it's so important that you do your checks on your enclosure. So as we were saying, every day you come in, you make sure, even though you'd think there'd be nothing to change overnight, sometimes you might come in, there might be a little gap that needs sealing. So you just have to make sure that you're checking it every single day.
Yeah. For example, the cockroaches, they chew everything. So you can check in the night and there'd be no holes. If you come in the morning, there'd be a tiny, tiny hole starting in the mesh. So that's why we check at least twice a day.
So hi to Kate, Andrea, Yaz, Jackie and Steve who have just joined us.
There's a wee little eye. Hello.
Just come and see what's going on.
She's like, what's that? What do you want?
So if you've got any questions about our snails, then please just pop it in the comments below. We are going to be, hopefully she'll come out. She is starting to come out a bit more.
Yeah.
A second eye has come out now as well. So hopefully you guys can get a good look at one of our giant African land snails before we head out. And we'll just throw a few fish over for our penguins as a little treat for them as well. Got some very loud crickets behind. So Jane and Caroline are both asking, how big do they get?
Okay, so they around 7 centimetres in height and then about 20 centimetres in length. So that's kind of on the larger side. And they can live up to 10 years. So at that kind of 10-year mark, they can be that big. So she's quite a big snail. So yeah, very big, to be honest with you.
And as you were saying, obviously they start out as eggs, so going from an egg to that size, how fast do they grow? A very tricky question.
Quite a tricky question. Let me show you. I think I saw a little shell. So from a couple of weeks to probably about 6 years.
Wow.
6-7 years maybe.
So tiny.
I know. So they're born like that, and then this shell hardens. That's quite a hard shell now. So yeah, they grow. Then the shell grows with them. So that's the shape of kind of a normal snail that you'd see. And then as they grow, they turn into this cone shape as they get older.
Oh no.
And then the colour of the shell is determined by their environment. So it depends what's in their environment, in the soil that they're sifting through and what they're eating. So the colour can be a lot darker depending on what they're eating. So
Caroline is wondering where they are native to.
East Africa, mostly, is where they're native to, but they are kept as pets quite a bit. So, but they're like locusts, they eat everything, and there's thousands of them, and they can eat a whole farmer's field in no time. So they can be a bit of a pest. But I like them. They're really cute. There she is. Hello.
We won't get too close just in case we scare her again. She's done so well.
Hello, madam. So you can see how soft the skin is. So that's why you need to make sure that your hands are nice and moist. I hate that word. Sorry. Hello.
So they've got two smaller antennae at the bottom.
Yeah.
What are those used for?
So that picks up vibrations and smells. So they'll move it across the floor. Just lets them locate what they're trying to find, their food basically. So just another...
Some little arms.
Little arms, yeah. Hi.
She's very cute.
She is.
So if you've not got any more questions, guys, I'll give you a couple more minutes. If you've got any more questions about our bugs, then please just pop it in the comments below. If anybody would like a shout out, pop your name in the comments below. And then we'll pop out and we'll just see our penguins very briefly. We're going to throw some fish over for them this morning. So you guys can get a little look at those and enjoy your Monday.
Yeah.
So let us know what you're up to today as well, guys. Obviously we're in number 3 lockdown, so let us know what your plans are for today. Caroline says thank you, they're awesome. I think we've converted a few people today.
Yes, that's always my mission.
So hi from Jacob and Sarah, thanks for joining us.
Hey guys. So you might see that she's pulling her eye in and out. That's just, she might be feeling a little bit dry, so she's just covering her eyes in the slime that she produces, or the mucus, just so that she can see properly.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we will leave it there.
Right.
We'll put her back in her enclosure.
Come on, madam.
And we'll grab some fish and we'll go and meet, well, we'll go and have a little look at our penguins as well. So if you've got any questions about our penguins, if you have bought an adoption pack and there is anyone in particular you'd like us to try and point out, we will do our very best. So let us know if you've adopted any of our penguins and we will just pop their name in the comments below and we'll try our best to point them out. This is where we're not going to be able to point out anyone because they'll be hiding away, but we'll try our best. We will try our best.
Try. If I could see their spots, I would be able to, but if I can't see their spots, we're in trouble.
So Laura's saying she loves the penguins.
Yes!
We do too, so we're going to nip outside again.
Oh, there we go.
So we've just got some little sprats for our penguins.
We've got a couple in the top pool as well. We've got Rudy. Hello. Cogsworth is up there as well. And Lindor.
So we've got 3 penguins up there at the moment. So like I say, let us know if any of you guys have adopted any one of our penguins and we will try to point them out for you. So we've got Jane asking, how many animals does each keeper look after in a day?
Oh, okay, so we've got two sections, so 2 keepers on those 2 sections. So it's around, maybe 11 species on each section, maybe a little bit more. So quite a few, but there's 2 of us, so it works really well. So yeah.
So Tiggy has adopted Poppet. We've got Reggie. Was Reggie in the top one or was that Rudyard?
That was Rudy.
Rudy.
Reginald, where are you? Reggie is right there in the middle. So he's got a number 6 in spots on the middle of his belly. Can you point that out?
So we've got Reggie there.
Hey, Reginald. There we go.
Just walked up to the camera a little bit more.
Perfect number 6 in dots. Or a number 9 if you look as well. He's got a line going down the other side as well. Very cool when you find things like that in their spots. Hi guys. This is Mo down there with the red armband.
So as you can tell the difference, so when we were in the first lockdown we had 4 chicks. So you can still tell the difference between them. So we've got an adult penguin on the left hand side and then 2 of our chicks on the right hand side. So as we said before, we've got Reggie, who's the guy on the end.
Yeah, he's in the middle, and then we've got this is Orville at the end with his back towards you there. That's his rock. He doesn't really move much off that rock. Do you? Shall I throw some fish in for them?
Yeah, and then we've got another chick just cleaning himself as well. So
that's Wilbur.
That is Wilbur.
That's my favourite. That's my little man. Hi, Will. So we've got sprats for them. Oh, everybody's going to go in. That was Belle and Ryan jumping in over there. There you go. Come on then. Hi. Oh, wait, I need a bigger handful. That didn't work well. There we go. Breakfast. Orville, are you going to go into the water? Now, Orville doesn't always jump into the water. Don't really know why, but all right, you ready? Good boy! I don't even know if you are a boy actually. I'm sorry. Yeah! Look at him. Woohoo! Very good cat.
I'm getting nice and wet from all the penguins.
Ready, Orville? Yeah!
We've got Julie asking if Wiggle's around.
Wiggle is at the top pool at the moment. I saw her earlier. So she is around, but she's at the top pool. She's been hanging around there a lot this week.
Jane's asking, can we see underwater? Unfortunately, I can't in the bottom pool, but I will take you back over to the top pool so you can see them swimming under the water. So we'll see if they come back over. So we've got 3 penguins in this pool at the moment.
Oh, that's rubbish. Catch it.
You can see them just in the back corner. They're not coming over now.
Oh, Linda! They probably heard. Rudy!
Oh,
There we go. Hi! Do you want me to?
there we go.
Let's see if I can get some fish over. Yeah!
Pretty good.
That was
Pretty
good
good
throw.
throw.
We're all very hungry this morning. Shall I try and...
Try again.
Try
Go on.
again,
This is
okay.
where I get
This-
fish on my
this
head,
is-
guys.
Yeah. Come on,
Very
Rudy.
nice.
Quick, quick, quick. There we go. Oh, there's someone else joined them now. Has Wiggle come in? Is that her? That might be Wiggle there. She's moving too quickly. I need to see the dots.
So Jane's asking, do they use their feet to swim? So
Yes, they
I'll
do.
back over.
Not like we do. They don't kick, but they use them like a rudder in a boat. So they'll flay them open, and then turn them from side to side to help them with their turning in the water. As you can see, their flippers do that as well, but their feet are a help. They also keep themselves cool with their feet. So you can see the pink around their beaks. Well, so what they do is they send blood to their feet and to that pink area around their beaks to cool themselves down. So as they move through the water's quite cold, so it takes the heat away. There's a very thin membrane on their feet as well. Yeah, so they'll flush their feet pink. Oh, that's Sprat there. She is a naughty penguin.
Don't
Very
listen,
naughty
Sprat.
penguin.
Woo! Got very wet that time.
Well, I'm not doing this on purpose.
I think you
No,
are.
I'm not.
So we've got Caroline asking, how old do penguins get?
So they can live between 15 and 20 years in the wild. In captivity, it's not unheard of having a 30-year-old. Our eldest penguin is Violet, and she's 13. She is in the pool somewhere. They're moving too quickly for me to pick them apart. But yeah, so she's our eldest, she's 13.
Woo! Nice refreshing splash this morning.
Come on, Wilbur. Come on, mister. Hello. Shelby there. Hello. Morning, guys. Oh, still hungry. Ready? Another handful.
I'm being very risky this morning.
You are very. Come on, Wilbur. Here you go.
Oh,
Refreshing morning shower from the penguins. Thank you very much.
I don't know if that's quite so refreshing. So I think we will leave it there, guys. So thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have got, if you join us again tomorrow, we have got our training Tuesdays tomorrow. So we will be training our goats in the art of agility. And I think you'll be with Sinead again.
Well, with me again. We'll see how that goes.
So that could be quite fun.
It will be.
So I think we will be in our African village, possibly with Ralph.
Yeah.
Jeff, actually. With Jeff.
Jeff,
one of our African pygmy goats, and we're going to be training him to do some agility. So
he's never done any training, so
starting from scratch. Yeah. So tune in at 9 a.m. on Facebook tomorrow for that, and then we will have our breakfast show on Friday again, and it's going to be with our penguins. So it is a very special day on Wednesday. It's Penguin Awareness Day. So on Friday, we're going to be celebrating Penguin Awareness Day with our penguins. So come and check that out. You won't want to miss it. We'll be getting a close-up of our penguins. We'll be going into the enclosure on Friday. So join us for that, for the celebration of Penguin Awareness Day. So thank you so much for joining us, and have a lovely day, guys. Bye.